making such fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. I see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, whatever else bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Make a little love down by the water. Maybe have a son, maybe have a daughter. When the music man calls, that's when I gotta play. For the things I never had, I'm burning with hate, with love. Spin around. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes, I do.
Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of new. Oh, na 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 na. That I have lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghost embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, the war might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I have lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late.
Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control using a powerful hand. I wanna be ya, I wanna see ya. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue.
All right, that wasn't that far off center. It was a little different. It was a good guess. So, and we are here. And then why do I got an extra bug? Let me get that bug out of there, out of Pete's hair there. All right, cool. How's it going, everybody? We are here for another Friday night of AstroWorld TV, and we got right now we got myself, Pete, and Jesse here, and it's gonna be another free for all kind of night tonight. We're gonna be doing some critiquing of images, and that's something that we planned on. And I know Scott and Eric will be on eventually. They're just getting home from work, I'm sure. So. Hi, three sisters: Ernie, David, Al, Norm, Newman, Greg, everybody. That Hogarth, how you doing? Got a lot of people in there already. We got about 15 people watching already. So welcome to another Friday night. As usual, before we get started, we should say thank you to all the sponsors that actually make this possible. And I'm going to get this thing out of my hair too, because I don't like this layer here, so I'm gonna get rid of the globe over my head. We don't need all these globes all over the place. There we go. All right. And let's see. Sponsors. Yes, absolutely. So we do have a lot of sponsors, and here we go. So our first couple of sponsors are Woodland Hills Cameron Telescopes and Night Skies Network. And all these sponsors have given us giveaways. If you're new to the show or if you're new to the channel, they give us giveaways. We give away something pretty much every show, and without these sponsors, there's no way we would have made this possible. So I want to thank you to all of them. So Woodland Hills Telescopes and Night Skies Network at the main sequence level. Prima Luce Lab, Camera Concepts, and Optolong at the Red Giant level. And for those of you that don't know, the giveaways for them coming in the first Wednesday, I think in July, I think it's the 8th. We will be giving away a brand new Eagle 4 Pro Special Edition. It's called the Ecclesi, and it's matte black. I'm just starting to get pictures in now. I don't want to put any pictures out, but I'm just starting to get pictures. But it's matte black with red writing, so it looks kind of cool. And it's maxed out. 64 gig of RAM, Wi-Fi 6, 980 Pro Samsung solid state 2 terabyte drive. It's ridiculous. They really hooked us up over there. So go get into the giveaway on that. Camera Concepts gives us $50 a month to give away. Optolong, I mean, these guys have been good too. And I'll show you when I get back on. But we got L Pros, 2-inch kits, SHO 2-inch 3 nanometers, L Extreme, L Enhance. We got a bunch of stuff that we're going to be giving away. So thank you to Optolong, and of course, at our super giant level, Masters of Pixinsight and IP for AP. And for those of you, again, that are new at the channel, what a resource this is. Masters of Pixinsight and IP for AP both have given us a lot of giveaways, a ton of them. So we give away a Masters of Pixinsight workshop, I think 3 or 4 times a month. And they're 2 hours. Normally they're $35, but it's 2 hours to three of the best people that I've worked with in Pixinsight. They're all ambassadors of Masters of Pixinsight. So it's really good. Go check out their website at mastersofpixinsight.com. And IP for AP, another awesome research run by the same people. And they give you great tutorials on not only Pixinsight, but Photoshop. That's where they cut their teeth in Photoshop. So go check out both of them. We're giving out a year subscription to IP for AP and multiple workshops. And you got to sign up for these giveaways at our website at www.astroworldweb.com. And if anybody's out there watching that would like to become a sponsor, please feel free to contact me directly at dan@astroworldweb.com. And of course, we can't forget all of our member sponsors on Patreon, on YouTube. Without you guys and girls out there, again, we wouldn't be here. So our Black Hole members, those are for members who donate $25 or more per month. We have 2 of them, and they get nice shirts and hats and a whole bunch of stuff. So those kits are going out slowly but surely, but they're going out. So thank you to our Black Hole members. For the Red Giant member level, we have 8 people. So thank you. We picked up 1 new Red Giant member this week, Corin Lewis. I was able to get you on the slide this time. So welcome to the channel, Corin. It's somebody who's I've been talking to quite a bit on Discord and WhatsApp. So and then all of our main sequence members, thank you so much again. Those little icons on there, those signify the Patreon accounts. The other ones signify the YouTube accounts. So just a little thing there. And our Protostar members, Kieran and Greg, again, thank you so much to you as well. Upcoming guests, June 15th, we have, and I may pronounce his last name wrong. If I do, I apologize. David Geeson, is that right, Pete? Geeson?
No, that's David Green. David Green.
Green. That's not what it said on his email, but okay.
Oh, really? Okay, I could be mistaken then, but I thought it was David Green.
Okay. Well, we'll just say David from Photonic Cleaning Technologies, and they have what is it called? First Contact, I think it's called. Yeah. So it's a cleaning. It's like I don't know. It's different. It's like a gelish kind of cleaning solution. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's going to go over that and kind of show us how to kind of, he's going to school us on lens cleaning. And then we have Pete's been working on Russell Croman from Noise Exterminator, Gradient Exterminator. Everyone knows all these plugins. And he's going to be coming on. I actually sent him an email, so we're working on a date with him. And Kurt Lanes is going to be rescheduled for the end of June as well. So that's what we got coming up as far as guest list is concerned. And of course, we just hit our 60th member on Discord. So thank you for everybody who's joined the Discord channel. It's becoming a really, really good resource. And don't forget us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and all the rest. So thank you so much for that. And with that being said, we are back to our free-for-all kind of, throwdown match tonight. We're going to be doing some critiquing. We're going to do everything. So how's everybody doing? Anybody been doing? I know I haven't been doing anything, but anybody been doing anything as far? I know Pete just got back from AIC, a couple days ago. Hold on, I lost your audio, Jess. Give me 1 second. That's me. No, let's see. Jess, you there?
I'm can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, nothing going on in Delaware. I tell you that. Lots of clouds and the few clear nights that we've had. I have been out like a light by 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I have not. I think I told you I moved my telescope to my moderately better for polar alignment summer location, but that is all I have done.
All right. I'll show you. You'll get a kick out of this. So I went to our mutual friend. I won't mention names, but our mutual friend in Jersey this morning, and I drove there at 7 o'clock this morning. Got there at 9. Oh my God! To figure this thing out.
Oh, you brought it back with you.
Oh my God! I never knew a 90 could be so heavy.
It's a beast, isn't it?
How much does it weigh?
Oh, what is it, like 26, 27 pounds? Something like that. It's crazy. But it's a double stacked 9D Solar Max 2. That is going to be my next project to kind of hook him up. So I've never done, with the exception of white light, I've never done any solar with a HA scope. I've never done anything. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I got his mount here. I got everything here, and gonna set it all up. So
that's great, Dan.
Yeah. So he's a good guy. So appreciate all the opportunity there. So it's Sentinel. It's not mine, but it's something that I'm working on as a project for somebody. So it should be I'm waiting for it. And the best thing. I'm on vacation this week, so I might actually get to use it.
Yeah.
Before Cherry Springs, before I go to Cherry Springs. So it's going to be kind of cool.
Well, I was thinking, if the weather's good, you might want to just take it out there with you.
Yeah. Why not? All I'm bringing is an 80 and a Red Cat. That's all I'm bringing with me to Cherry Springs. So I got plenty of room.
What targets are you planning on hitting?
Oh, wow. You know what? I haven't even thought of a target yet. I really don't know what I want to start with. I'm thinking row for the Red Cat.
Yep. Good field of view for that.
Yeah, because I might have to do I might have to do a 2-panel for that at 250 millimeters. Because it's just it's a little too narrow of a field of view. Need a little bit more depth to it. No, that's not a Lunt, David. That's it's a Coronado / Meade. But it's a Coronado scope from the makers of PST, but this is their not entry level. That's about what is that, about a $4,000 solar scope, something like that. Yeah, so it's double stacked. It's crazy. Hey, Eric, no problem. Eric's not feeling well. He won't be able to make it tonight. And I don't see. Oh, Scott came in. Let's see. Scott came in. I just see Scott. So I can give me 1 second. I'm going to switch some things around here. I know you did this a little bit on Wednesday, Pete, but I know Jesse wasn't here. Why don't you talk a little bit about AIC again and talk to our people about that, what you kind of saw out there and what it was all about while I kind of do this.
What AIC is about is that every 2 years in San Jose, it's a conference for the Advanced Imaging Conference, AIC for short. So it's a 2-day event. They have guest speakers. They literally have distributors and OEMs, everything from mounts, camera manufacturers, telescopes,
to even people that are hosting remote observatories. That's the one thing that I did notice this year, that there was a lot of remote observatories, kind of pushing, what they've got. And we even had one called OBS Technology from Chile. They came up from Chile to be able to kind of promote their remote observatory. So it was just interesting seeing a lot of the people. The other thing that I did notice is that, Pegasus was there. Pegasus, Rainbow, ZWO wasn't there, but there was a couple of companies kind of promoting their harmonic drive portable mounts. Pegasus had their very first prototype, and they were showing it. It still needs to have software, and it needs to have firmware, but they actually presented their particular version of a harmonic drive mount. Planewave was there. Attic Cameras were there. Takahashi, QHY, Celestron, Woodland Hills, Diffraction Limited, Skywatcher. The one thing is that in terms of attendees, we were only down by 40 people as compared to what it was 2 years ago. So everybody was very happy that there was a very good turnout in terms of attendees coming out, because they thought that on the heels of COVID, that people would probably be staying home and not wanting to come out. So it was a very good show. It was just kind of good to get reconnected with a lot of people in the industry. I'm surprised that Lunt wasn't there. I thought Lunt would have been there. The fact that with the total eclipse upcoming in 2024, I thought they would have been there talking about their solar scopes, but they weren't there. Same with Software Bisque. I think Software Bisque, and I do know that AP bowed out at the last minute. They decided not to show up as well. But overall, I did get a chance to meet with Craig Meyer. He flew in from Phoenix, and he's one of our members, and we basically kind of hung out together, and it was kind of fun to kind of meet with him and hang out with him. And overall, I tell you, we were talking about it is in 2 years.
Nope.
And here you, oh no.
I think somebody's playing video games. Hey, Scott.
Is that what it is?
Scott. Yeah, there he is. What's the man?
Good evening.
Pete, we lost you for a second. You may have to log back in again, or maybe, you got sunspots or something. I don't know. But I got to say something real quick. Scott, I don't know if you've been watching the chats or anything, but no. I got to say that you and Eric got a lot of accolades regarding your closing statements for Wednesday night show.
Oh, really?
A lot. Personal emails sent to me regarding how everybody echoes. It was done in a way that wasn't politicized, and it was done in a way that was humanized. And that was actually a quote from somebody's emailed that emailed me. So I'm gonna thank you guys, even though Eric's not here. I hope he's listening. I think he is. That you guys did such a good job closing that up and keeping that done in a way that didn't go to the dark side, let's say. You know what I mean? You
Sure.
guys, and Jesse, we were talking at the end regarding the shooting in Texas, and if you want to see what they said, feel free to go look at the last couple minutes of the show. And
I will have to.
it was done really good. And I wasn't expecting that, and it was done well. It was done well. So thank you to you and to Eric for both of your comments, because they struck a chord with a lot of people. So, and it was done right, which was made even better. And with you, Scott, sometimes,
Well, I like to have fun.
What's that?
I like to have fun. I like to screw around,
Yeah.
and such. But, when it comes to the real hardcore issues in life, I'm as serious as a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I don't pull punches. I don't mess around. I don't make apologies for what I believe and so on and so forth. I've been down that dark road. There were parts of my life where there were dark periods in my life, really dark. And, I'm living in a very light period in my life now, and a lot of light. And it's, so I think I've got a pretty good worldview. I think I've got a pretty good handle on things. I still make a ton of mistakes, but I think that people like me, people like Eric, people like that are part of this community, this family. You know, we need to take the bull by the horns and speak up more.
Yep.
You know,
Agreed.
so that's why we said what we said.
All right. Awesome. So thank you. Thank you for that. And Hogarth, I gotta say thank you to Hogarth. Thank you for the donation. Hogarth donated £9. I don't know what that is. I guess it's $10. But thank you so much to Hogarth for that. And anybody else who wants to donate and throw money at us, feel free to hit the dollar button on the bottom, and you could donate $1, $2, $5, whatever, and you could do. And if you're reading the thing on the bottom, go ahead,
Send me
Scott.
money.
There you go. Okay. but if you're reading our ticker on the bottom, I spoke to Charles Bracken, and those of you that were on the show on Wednesday know that Charles Bracken came true to his word and sent us the 3rd edition of the Deep Sky Imaging Primer and his 2 other books to us. And I said, hey, you know, you want to autograph them? So I'm sending them back to him to be autographed to come back to me. So they're going to be autographed copies that we're going to be giving away. And that giveaway is on the website now, all the way at the bottom as the most recent giveaway. So go check it out. Pete is still frozen. Pete's got to log back out and log back in. I'm going to see if I could text message him real quick.
Poor guy's probably sitting there talking to himself, doesn't he?
I hope not.
Well, it was nice to hear that the AIC that it sounded like it was kind of back to normal, and you know, with NEAF having been canceled again, you know, it's nice to hear that some of these conferences are starting to go, you know, get back to a little bit of normalcy.
Oh, we got all right. We got. I think I don't know if we saw this before, but I think we got our first person from Switzerland in the chat.
Nice.
So English Fires, welcome. No, you know what? I remember saying that before. I think that person has been there before, but welcome back from Switzerland. So, you know, over the past couple of months, we've been seeing people from many different countries. Switzerland, Tasmania, you know, Argentina, Chile. It's been crazy. It's been out of control. So thank you everybody for coming and hanging out and watching us and talk about astrophotography. But did anybody go see the Masters? I was stuck golfing, so I could do it. The Masters of Pixinsight tutorial on M13 on Tuesday. No. Apparently it was very, very good. I didn't get a chance to see it. I was starting to play it when we were on with Jesse. Apparently, Infinity is having local communication. Xfinity is having local communication systems problems in the foothills, and so Pete may or may not be back. But let's see. I'm gonna switch this real quick to a 3-up. And this is what we do. This is what we do. Sometimes things don't happen, and we're a big country, and sometimes internet goes out, unfortunately. So let's.
It does.
Let's get Peter in, and we'll get Scott in, and then we'll change the titles again. I love doing this. And then Scott, and that, and quick play. And there we go. Beautiful. There you go. I'm getting better at that. You all right, Jess?
Yeah, I'm good.
You like this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Every time I'm on, I say, you know, I got to try and pay attention to the chat on you know, and not very good at multitasking come Friday afternoon or Friday evening. So I'm like back and forth.
I hear you. So, Scott, you take a picture yet or no? No, did not.
No, you obviously haven't been paying attention to the weather down here.
Oh, I did see some crazy stuff come across. Yeah, so
we've got some pretty crazy weather, and it's either beautiful, you know, and then clouds up on me, or it's rain, 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 rain. You know, or it just, or I'm someplace else. I don't have time to set up, so I've been getting hit with Murphy's Law.
Yep. Let's see. And Pete's texting me. Gotcha. Okay. So this is a beginner's Q&A. But we are supposed to do some critiquing on some pictures tonight. So I got about 6 or 7 that did decide to send it. I'm gonna move this over here, and I'm gonna get the. And yeah, Xfinity is down for the night. Connection issue on their end. So Pete may not be back. All right. Give me a second. And let me get the desktop and crit. All right. So this first one is from, and I'm waiting for the thing to open up. And watch my computer crash now. Opening in protected view. Somebody protected their Word doc.
So while he's hunting for that, Jess, what have you been up to? Have you any chance on imaging? Have you had any good times?
I have not. I've had the same weather that you. It's been like beautiful. I've had a few like beautiful sunny days, and right around 7, 8 o'clock it starts clouding up, and I mean, not like I knew it was. There's like one evening that just as it was getting dark, I was like, might I get a couple hours out of it? And yeah, no, I had just enough time to kind of look at the weather and say, okay, do I want, not like I have everything set up. It's just a matter of taking the telegizmo off, hooking the computer up and whatnot. So it's not like it's that much effort to set up, but it's more of a heartbreak when you do. And then it's like, okay, everything's set up and you look up and there's clouds. Like, let me close the computer, put everything away, cover back on. So now I was saying, a few minutes ago, like the only thing I've done is I've moved. We had a storm, a nor'easter a couple weeks ago, and we got winds of up to like 72 miles an hour. And so I did bring my scope in, and because I did that, I initially had it in like the front yard, like behind me here. Which is a better spot for galaxy hunting. But once I took it down, I could not set. I won't be able to set up in the front yard again until November because my entire north is blocked. So I'm back in the driveway for my summer spot. So now it's just kind of waiting for Cygnus. Pretty much my entire summer is Cygnus because that's about all I get to see.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up.
No, I haven't really been doing much anything, but plotting and planning what I want to do this summer, and figuring out which body organs I need to sell off to fill my gas tank, so I can go somewhere and find clear skies where there's not trees. So.
All right. Yeah. Like I got the first one up here, and unfortunately there was no name on it. But it was from.
Hopefully they're watching and they'll claim it.
Yep, it was from southern Arizona. I think that's what it said. And let's see.
Oh, nice star reduction.
You critique that?
Star elimination.
Yeah, I was talking to Pete about this.
I can't critique that. That's really good.
It's bloody good, man.
Dang it.
So
I know,
yeah.
a little bit more purple.
How about this critique? Who can tell me what nebula that is?
Is that California?
It is. It's California. It's California Nebula. It's a close-up of the California Nebula. This is an if I could get my Word program back.
Phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. I love that.
Okay, so the stats on this, and it's still opening a protected view. Somebody protected this Word doc too. I think it was 13 hours. It looks like a starless image. I could be wrong. But 13 hours of narrowband imaging with a 120 Esprit and a QHY 268. I'm sorry, downtown Phoenix Arizona. So really, really nice.
Nice job on the Star Exterminator, though.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
looks really, really
Mhm.
good. I love the color transition from the oranges to the aquamarine up at the top. It's really, really good kind of transition there. I really like it. I love the definition down here. You got a lot of
Just the
good
depth,
data here.
the depth of it. It's just like you could just jump right into it.
Like in here. Nice.
Yeah, you know, it kind of looks like somebody threw, you know, red and blue ink, you know, in water. It's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It does. It looks really, really good. So whoever sent this and this, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe add some green. I don't know. Whatever. You know,
Now, is what's due south there? Is that stars?
down here,
The two little points.
right here. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
look.
what those are. I think those might be just bright parts in the nebula, or it could be. I think those are just bright parts in the nebula. Two bright parts in the nebula.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't see any star artifacts. Maybe a little bit here. But I see
Yeah.
very, very little
Tell
as
me I'm-
far. What's that?
Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy, and those don't look. Zoom in on that again. On those two little bright parts. Yeah, I've got crazy lag on YouTube. That's why I can't.
That's
see
okay. I'll give it a second.
Yeah, zoom in on it. Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to get there. There you go. Tell me I'm crazy. That doesn't look like galaxies.
Be interesting if it was.
I know it's not. I know it's
Well,
not
that-
galaxy.
No,
I mean,
I don't know.
the orientation of them and just the
Yep.
shape of them. But yeah, I think it does look like it's just lighter spots in the nebula.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
the same color as up here is down there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's okay. I mean, it's a really good photo. It's a great photo. I love it.
Oh, it
I think
is.
it's great.
It is. I was just those as a photographer, you know, things that stand out to you, you know, that, and I'm not saying that that's sore thumb, but it stands out. It grabs your attention. You know, those two little.
Just kinda
even
direct
though
your
they're
eye
little
away.
tiny, it does. It drags your eye away because they're bright and they're defined, and yeah. Even that other spot on the lower left hand corner, it looked like there was another white spot down there.
Down
would you
here on the
crop that
bottom
out?
left.
Would you
something
crop
wacky's
that
going
out?
on with the-
No, I honestly I wouldn't.
I
There
wouldn't.
you
Yeah.
Yeah, that down in there. Yep. Yeah,
You
no,
know?
I wouldn't crop it out. It adds definition to it, but
Yeah,
yeah, or even in the upper right hand corner, Daniel, right at the very edge.
right here.
You see that?
Okay. Yeah.
Way up in the upper corner. Yeah.
Yep. But
It's got
you know what?
It's definitely got some character.
Honestly, when I look at this picture, I don't really look at those two spots right away. I literally my eye gravitates to where the colors change from the orange to like
Yeah.
the white, where that
That little angle there.
this thing
Yeah.
right here, this whole area right here, that's where my eyes gravitate to right there. And so
Yes.
I can see your point where like little things like that can be distracting, but I don't think it takes away from the picture.
No, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
The other part that really grabs my attention is the part that's in the north center sort of area that's really dark. That definitely has a lot of character.
Yes, right there.
Right in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That has a lot of character.
Really good picture though.
That's
I love it. I think it's great.
cool.
You should put that in. You should put that in for the picture of the week.
Mhm.
Yep. And again, nice job on the Star Exterminator. I'd like to know who shot this.
It looks like it was Greg Meyer. It looks like.
Yeah, great job.
Was it Greg?
That is absolutely
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it looks like it was Greg Meyer. So
Okay. There you go, Greg. Tell
that
us if you used
SHO?
which star.
what was that?
Tell us which program you used to eliminate the stars. Was it the Exterminator or was it the other one, which is in
Starnet.
what's the other one, Daniel? Huh?
Starnet.
Starnet.
Starnet. Thank you. It just out of my head.
Man, you know, a new thing comes out and you forget about the old thing. What do I?
Yeah. That Star Exterminator, that really is. I'd be very interested to see which one he used. Greg, if you're listening, tell us which one you used.
He's in the chat. He'll let us know. But yeah, so that's a really, really
That's
nice
a beautiful
photo.
shot.
You should definitely put that. You should definitely put that in. Put that in there. If you want it in,
Star X.
let me know.
Oh, no,
I'll throw it in the list. That's AZ4. Yeah, that's Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I don't want to whip through too much. Let's see the next one. Here
You see,
is-
those kinds of images like that would make for, you'd have to have really high resolution JPEGs. I mean, they would have to be the highest resolution you could get. But on a 40 by 60 or a 96 by 60, you know, either a canvas or, you know, something along that lines, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it would cost you $600 or $700 to do it that big, but man.
All right. Well, here we go. Here's another one. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the Saturn region. We did see this picture once before. I believe it was set into another one of the pictures of the week. Got the Crescent Nebula. Got Saturn right here, and all this nebulosity throughout. Some stats here. I'll get the stats ready.
Don't you just love what YouTube does to these poor photos?
Yeah, I know. It's horrible. I don't have any stats on this. I apologize. There's no stats there. But if you're out there, let me know. I see a little bit of magenta stars. Do you see that? They're a little purple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can
They're
see
a little purple.
And when you zoom in, you can see more.
Now we're getting a little crazy. We're getting, on a wide field. And let me tell you something. You did a really good job with smushing these stars down, and they look really, really good. And I know Ron Breacher. What?
Just a little SCNR would fix that.
An inverse.
Yeah.
So that's where I was just going to, and that's something that I was taught by Ron Breacher, who is one of the Masters of Pixinsight. It's a really neat trick, and basically what you do is you do the inverse of the photograph, and it turns your magenta stars green. As a matter of fact,
and then you do the SCNR. That's what you showed me, wasn't it?
We're actually in Pixinsight. This is a TIFF, so watch. So we'll just get in there, and then we'll do image, invert, right? And look, all of it turns green. Now watch. We'll just do an SCNR, and I can't take credit for this. I got to give Ron the credit for this because he showed this to me.
Yeah, that's a fabulous tip.
You could lower the actually, I got to bring it over here. You could lower the amount of the green that you want to take out by using this slider, or here you could do average, maximum, minimum, whatever. And we'll just do half, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay. And then watch this star. Actually, watch this star. It's very green. And then we'll just apply it.
The lag on YouTube is killing me, Daniel.
Dan, you got on with me a few months ago when I was trying to process California, my first narrowband. That was like mind blown. Like when you showed me that, it was just like, wow.
And then when you go back and you re-invert the image to the normal look, now your stars are white. Now, there you go. So now, if you just go into your history, and then you go back.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that's fabulous.
To the initial state. Okay, you see how it's all purple? And then you go back into the History Explorer, and invert it.
Yeah.
Go back to here. Now your stars are
yeah.
white.
That's fabulous.
There you go. Now you may have to do some more recovery with that to get the colors back in. You may have to do some curves and star mask or inverted star mask to kind of just do some, get some star color back, but all the green's gone.
Yep.
Actually, all the magenta's gone. The inverted magenta, which is green. So
right.
So that's a little trick for everybody.
There was a question in the chat that's kind of disappeared going up from Ed.
Let me get back from who?
Ed.
Ed. Let me see.
Not Eddie. Ed.
We have an Ed.
Ed's brother. Ed, and Eddie. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Ed, hello everyone.
Ed,
I started watching this channel recommended by Scott for the beginning question. Which one is sharper in terms of sharpness, a refractor or a reflector, if they have the same focal length?
Well, you're not going to get most refractors you're never going to get a refractor to the same focal length as a reflector unless you are a gazillionaire.
It depends on how big a reflector you go. you can get a 700.
Imagine resolving an 8 in a refractor. Good.
Well, you can get 1,000 reflector and 1,000 refractor for relatively.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. But as far as sharpness, if you're talking about the sharpness of the stars, if Tegan was on, he would tell you a reflector. I would tell you a refractor. So it really goes to it really goes to the artist on what you want. Do you like the star spikes? Do you like the stars? The high cost refractors give you. There's no collimation issues for the most part, which is what really usually for beginners usually affect the stars more as collimation. Your stars will be pretty sharp with a reflector. They'll be sharp, but it takes a little bit more upkeep.
Yeah.
And that's at least my understanding, and that's my take back from that. If I'm a refractor guy, I like my refractors. I think it's very, very easy. They're very forgiving. There's a sweet spot, and the color balance of a refractor and the tack sharpness of the glass and the lens surpasses mirrors as far as my interpretation of it is. Again, you go across the web, you'll find somebody that will tell you the best image comes from a CDK. Some people will tell you that the best image is from an SCT. It really depends on the person and what and how how to get around it. You can get sharp stars with just about any telescope. The problem usually is user error by doing something as far as focus or collimation. Usually,
I think dollar for dollar, the reflectors are definitely less expensive if you're looking for a larger focal length. But whatever you pick, I mean, if you spend enough time with it, you're going to get good with it. And I mean, I've seen some phenomenal images taken with reflectors, and and then therein is they're big, they're bulky, they have their own little issues. I use a 6-inch one for visual millions of years ago, and I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, like literally no idea what I was doing with it. I can't even, so when I started doing AP, I ended up with a refractor, and I never really used a refractor that didn't say Tasco on the box up till that point. So I can't imagine using a reflector for AP. But I know when I first started getting into it, I'm like looking at it because of course you're trying to balance the what you want to do with it, and then how much money can I put into it, and so of course, so I ended up putting all my money into a mount. And then getting a smaller, refractor. And I'm glad I did what I did. But I think if somebody likes to reflect, is comfortable using the reflectors and wants to deal with the collimation, and it has a space for a, big tube, you're going to get good with it if you just spend time with it. So,
Well, even if you get something like what Tegan uses, the Quattros, the 8 or the 10
okay.
inch, they're optimized, so they're not as big as you might think anymore, but they're super fast. They're like F4, I
They're
mean,
like the
they're
10 inch,
fast.
2000 millimeters,
Well, the 10
2000.
inch is a little bigger, but the 8 inch, I mean, it's not as big as you might think, and that's at f4. So I mean, I know the Orion has an astrograph. I think it's an 8 inch 3.9 or a 10 inch 3.9.
I remember looking at that one. Yep.
Yeah, they're relatively cheap, under $1,000. But it all depends on what you want. Now the Quattros are definitely a magnitude better as far as quality of build than certain other ones. But I mean, as long as you get used to, and I don't want to scare anybody off from collimation, because collimation is not hard, at
No.
least up to the CDKs and the RCs, and those guys. It gets a little bit more difficult, but you know what? It's a learning process, and every
There's like so much else in our hobby. Once you learn how to do it, all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's easy.
yeah,
Once you learn it, once you get over that
absolutely,
learning curve. Yep.
absolutely. And you know what? If you sit there and you learn your trade, no matter which scope you got, every single scope has their pluses and the minuses. Every single one. But me personally, I find that refractors give me a much better balanced image as far as color balance. At least the triplets are better. We'll do
Yeah, so
that.
that's a consideration too, like how many pieces of glass in your refractor.
The triplets, the quads, the quins. I mean, it can get pretty expensive. And oh man, I thought my cataracts went across. Scott went out of focus.
No, it's my camera trying to.
But how about auto guiding? I heard that SCT is more difficult for auto guiding. Well,
He's coming to
Scott,
steal the show. Sorry.
Scott, you want to talk about auto guiding with an SCT or?
Auto guiding, yeah. It really depends on what you're doing with your SCT. Oh God, jeez, help me! When he wants attention now. Basically, the SCT can be. It's one of the reasons why I went with it is because of the ability to take an SCT and use it as a very fast wide field scope with a hyperstar. And I like the idea of being able to do that. You do have to be careful with collimation and such, but it's nice. Now, if you in that configuration, you're obviously not going to be using an OAG, so you have to use another scope on top of the main OTA, of course. But when it and if you're doing that, it's not really very difficult to track, at using a hyperstar. You don't need the kind of precision that the OAG gives you at over 2,000 millimeter, because you're shooting it under 1,000 millimeter with the with the
refractor,
the hyperstar, right? The hyperstar or the RASA,
yeah,
right? So, but at the back of the scope, I went through a painful period, trying to figure out how to best, what best guiding system I wanted to use. What I wound up with was what our dear friend and brother Pete Myers recommended, which was Astrodon's
Monster Moag.
Monster Moag,
Yep.
And the Moag is a fabulous piece of engineering. A lot of people shy away from it because it is expensive. However, Celestron makes one that has a similar prism, and I think there's another one out now that has a pretty good size prism, 12.5
Sagitta
millimeter. Yep. So
Sagitta.
the trick that I guess that I found with the OAGs is that, first of all, you want to make sure that the distance from your imaging camera is the same as your guide camera. So that right angle that you're making, you want to make sure that those distances are the same, right? and I think 55 millimeters is where we're falling down on that. And then getting into focus. The other thing that helps is getting one of those rings, those
Parfocal.
Yeah, exactly, parfocal rings. And once you get that camera locked in, you put that ring in, and you get it focused. Once you lock that ring down, you're good. You pull your camera out, and you could drop it in, take it out as many times you want. It's in focus.
Or if you get the Sagitta has a helical focuser on it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And you see, and that's one of the reasons that I opted to get the helical focuser, on mine, is because I wanted to be able to adjust that like that. But even with that, you can lock the helical focuser down once you get it in focus where you need it to be, and then you can just pull your camera in and out. The thing with the MOAG is, or any OAG, is that it's the amount of stars that you can actually get in focus. So I mean, that my rig shoots at, my God, I mean, even with the 0.7 reducer, it's still 27, 37 millimeter. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So you need to have a big, fatty, bubble butt freaking, prism. You need a big prism with a nice big guide camera that's got a big chip in it, because you want to be able to capture as much of those stars as you possibly can. And that's what I did. So the MOAG with the 12 millimeter prism and the ZWO 174 mini. So that was a perfect marriage.
So Scott, you are an awesome politician of totally going around the question that was asked.
Oh boy, what did I miss?
The question was, is Schmidt's guiding harder than other scopes?
Oh,
it's a pretty simple question, Scott.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily harder. It might, the shorter the focal length of the scope, I think the easier it is for guiding.
Yes, it is. It is.
So, at longer focal lengths, I mean, it depends on the size of your equipment, so to speak.
Yeah. So to your point, Scott, I mean, with the longer focal length, and feel free to yell at me in the chat, because someone will. With the longer focal length scopes, your polar alignment, your balancing, your everything becomes more critical, because you're at such a longer focal length and getting such a narrower field of view.
Yep.
You need to get rid of all the variables around there in order to help your guiding not to correct or overcorrect too much. And when you go to shorter focal lengths, you get a little bit more of a forgiveness stage. Like, I mean, again, I'm gonna quote this to golf again. They have two different types of clubs, right? They have an oversize and a blade. The blade, small head, imagine small head is a large focal length. Small head, small sweet spot.
Yep.
Shorter focal length, bigger sweet spot, bigger club face. So that's the way I kind of remember it. But to Scott's point, once you get over that 1,000, 1,200 or more millimeters in focal length, you're going to want to start to consider an off-axis guider, to Scott's point.
Oh, yeah.
Because the closer that you could guide at that 1-to-1 ratio, and what I mean by that is that your guide camera and your imaging camera are at the same image scale.
Yep.
The better it is and the less difficult it will be to guide. And if you go to astronomy.tools and look at the guide scope suitability chart, it'll tell you what your ratio is. And it'll tell you if you're in or out of that range. So go check that out.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't guide with a C14. I would have to have a monster freaking guide scope on top of that. I wasn't willing to do that. That's why I went with the OAG.
Yeah, you would probably have to get a 500-600 millimeter guide scope.
Exactly. And I just wasn't willing to do that.
That's like a 102.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I only use the guide scope that I have, which granted, it's a fabulous guide scope. You know, it's the William Optics GuideStar 61. It's a fabulous piece of equipment, you know, in and of itself. And it makes using SharpStar a breeze, you know, but for guiding at the front of the scope for Hyperstar, it's perfect.
All right, another question from Ed. Let's say if I get an Edge 11 with a guide scope of a focal length of 250 millimeters. Oh no, I 250. That's an Evo guide for a C11. That'd be kind of small. That'd be small for me.
Yeah,
you got a good map now.
What, 50 millimeter, 50 or 60 millimeter.
250.
No, I mean the size of the front element.
50
millimeter. Yeah, it's way
50.
too small.
Now, I will tell you that I know some people, few and far between, that have successfully guided with smaller scopes and smaller chips. Not recommended to me. I wouldn't recommend it. I would tell you probably if you're going to guide it all, going with an 11, you get an 80 millimeter short tube 80.
Yep.
Hey, this is what you got. I got one. I don't even use it anymore. It's on my humidor. I'll go get it.
Yeah, I just put my my EP 127. I just put I think it's the Mead Infinity, the short tube 8 millimeter. Just put that on there.
There you go.
And I've used it for like 15 minutes, you know, since it's been on there, but it's on there. Yeah.
This is what I guided with for years when I was using
an 80,
it.
Right?
Yep, it's a short tube 80 from Orion at like $149. With the guide scope, I still got the and it's light, so your tube flexure isn't gonna it won't kill you as long as you spread it across the top. And I got this. What's that?
I was gonna say, like, I think I got the Infinity because that one was not necessarily available at the time, but I think the price point was roughly about the same. I think it was like $149. And it came, I mean, it wasn't the greatest little tripod, but just for throwing a camera, an extra one just to have. But yeah, so I mean, they're not making those Orion short tubes anymore, are they?
They are. It's called the 80 AT, I think it's called now. I think it's like $199 now, but this worked for my 9 1/4 inch for many years until I sold the 9 1/4 inch. Now I'm getting another one. So well now they have Edge, so I'm getting a 9 1/4 Edge. But
you're going to be running a MOAB. You're going to be running an OAG with that, right?
Oh yeah. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing the OAG with I don't know which focuser I was going to put on there. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do because I don't think I'm going to throw a rotator on it. So I'm thinking maybe another Moonlight. That's what I'm thinking, or I might do what everyone else been yelling at me to do finally, is to do this on a big scope, is to just go full-blown ZWO and do the EAF, do the ASIR, do the whatever. I don't know if I want to do that. I have an Eagle 3 Pro sitting here collecting dust.
Yeah, that's
and the focal length of the 80. I'll look it up real. It's been a while, and it doesn't even say it on the front anymore.
It's up there, isn't it? It's over 300 millimeter.
Yeah, it's almost 4, I think. I'll look it up real quick.
I think the Infinity was 400. Like, I remember looking at it because like the specs were very comparable. What was that, like 4? I know mine was 400.
Yeah, David Baker was saying they uses a 60 millimeter refractor to guide on the 8-inch RC. And that's exactly right. The refractor is a little bit smaller. The guide scope is a little bit bigger. But you go the other way. You put a bigger refractor. You're going to need a bigger guide scope. Because you got Or
This
depth.
is the question was what the focal length. I just looked it up. It's 400 even.
Four.
And that's for the newer model of it. This is an old. This has got to be 20 years old. The scope.
Yeah.
And I mean, the lens probably shows it a little bit. There's a little specks on there, but
Not bad for 20 years, Dan.
no, I could use this tomorrow. I bet you I could get great shots with this Star Shoot, just the auto guider, and plug it into Sharp Cap and see what happens.
Yep.
But
Yeah, and Norm, you're right. You know, you can use a 60 to guide on a 12. I wouldn't go anything smaller than a 60. You know, for some those bigger scopes. I think you're just asking for trouble doing that. And the bigger your guide scope, the more. I personally think the more success you're going to have. Now, I may be wrong, but bigger is better.
yeah.
Did anybody see that video Dylan O'Donnell did a couple months ago where he was guiding, I think, with his Rasa?
No.
No, I want to. I wish I could remember it more. I watched it, I watched it, but didn't watch it. But I was like, what is my boy doing? But I think he was guiding with his Rasa. He basically just flipped up his whole system, and he was guiding with his main scope and to imaging with Red Cat. It's Red Cat, maybe.
Okay.
He was guiding
Yeah,
with an
but
8-inch
it was kind of interesting that he just decided to he's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and guide with his Rasa. I was like, okay,
That is
you do
awesome. Leave it to Dylan O'Donnell to do something like that. That's freaking
Right?
awesome. Way to think outside the box.
Yeah. we just picked up in the store an 11-inch Rasa. That's
nice.
That's on
That's a
sale.
nice scope.
Yeah, that's on sale.
What's
that's
that, about 3,500?
It's going for $3. It's used.
3?
It's used, but it's in perfect condition. The guy that owned it, I know well, and he's a doctor, and he just didn't want it anymore, and he probably used it a handful of times, and it's coming up to Cherry Springs with us. So
that thing won't last.
no, I'm surprised if we got to take it back. I believe it's a version 1, Al. I'm gonna have to take a look at it to get more specific on that. Don't quote me on that, but if you're interested, let me know. I'll find out. Let's see. Hey, Eddie, between Rasa and Edge, which would you pick? Eddie, you got some good. Ed K's got some great questions. I'm loving.
You know
this.
what? The thing is with the Rasa is going to be a dedicated focal length front of the camera. That's all you're using it for. You know, and even the 11, I think it's what is it, Daniel? That the 11 is focal length on the 11 is just over 600, I think.
What on the 11 Rasa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, it's just over 600.
Yep.
So it's in comparison to what an Edge will do at the back of the scope. It's a wide field.
Yeah.
You know, 600 millimeters is wide in comparison to what a lot of these scopes are doing. So now, granted, that kind of scope can be awesome for certain kinds of photography. It can be absolutely breathtaking. You're probably going to struggle and be a little frustrated trying to get deep sky objects like galaxies. Some galaxies are going to be great. There's going to be other ones that you're just not going to get at 600 millimeters. But that shouldn't dissuade you. Now, you know, that's again, you got to figure out what you want to shoot. Because you're not going to get one scope to do it all.
Yeah.
The closest you can get to that is, the only way, the closest you can get to that, I think. Now, somebody shout at me, somebody yell at me if I'm wrong on this, okay? But I think the closest that you can get to that is the Edge 11 with the Hyperstar.
Well, here's the thing with that.
Or the Edge 8, whatever.
Here's the thing with all that. I mean, the Ross is really, really good, but you got to remember what you're getting. You're getting a light bucket if you're talking about the 8-inch, you're getting a 400 millimeter focal length scope. And yes, Scott, the reason why Scott's doing this, that means it's going to be shooting at f2. Okay. So that means it's super fast. You know,
That's
so
really fast.
some people have just even because it's so fast have stopped guiding altogether because
need
it's so
to.
fast. Okay, that's I would tell you never stop guiding, but but at F2 the exposures are going to be fairly short, really short.
Some 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you're not going to have to guide. If you're semi-polar aligned, you could do 30 seconds easy without guiding and just go. No problem. But
That much of
here's
a difference, really.
yeah.
I
And I
knew there was
want
a
to.
difference. I didn't realize it was quite that much, but wow, okay.
It's super fast.
Anything under 30 seconds, you are below the speed of the Earth.
But as far as that short of subs, I guess, for the Rasa. Okay.
Yeah, well, because you're pulling those photons in at F2 as opposed to some refractors F7. Schmidt-Cassegrain's natively at F10 or F11. So it's. I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No. No. That's fine, Daniel. It's just what I was going to say is this is one of those areas where the principle of light imaging and gathering light is so critical. There are a lot of people that don't understand the exposure triangle, and with a lot of the scopes that we've got, some of the three legs that make up that triangle. There are some of those legs that are fixed. You cannot change them. Like aperture. You can't zoom on these scopes. You can't go. There's no aperture ring inside these scopes to stop down. Right? They are at a fixed aperture. So you have to make it up in other areas. You have to adjust in other areas. So what are the things that are available? For most astrophotography work, it's the length of the exposure time.
Yep.
The shutter speed, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's the Rosses. I mean, I would be curious to try a Rasa on Long Island with the light pollution we have here, just to try it and see what I could do and how long I could go without really blowing out the sky. Because I don't know if I could take a 30-second exposure at F2 in my sky. I don't know if I'd be able to take advantage of something like that. I think I actually need to be slower because of my skies. Now, if I was going to Cherry Springs like I am, I would bring a Rasa and a one-shot color, and I would go through about 10 images with the clear skies. I would take 2 hours on that image, 2 hours on that image, 2 hours on that image. Scott's not falling asleep. Yeah, there we go. See, less people. Scott could talk. And he's a happier person. Look at it. He's smiling and everything. It's nice.
Yeah.
But, I'd be curious to see what a Rasa would do on Long Island and how long I could go. And maybe I'll borrow that. If it doesn't sell, I'll borrow that 11 and I'll throw a 290 on it. My cheap 290 and I'll throw that on there and I'll take a 20. Because think about it. Now, well, I'm shooting at F2, right? Do I need a cooled camera? That's a good question. Do I need to cool the camera anymore? Because I'm taking such short exposures? I don't know.
Well, you might be taking short exposures, but you're taking a ton of them.
Right, but those thermal noise issues that we have, are they? I mean, I'm wondering what it would be if I turn off like the cooler. I'll turn off the cooler of my 268. I'll take a picture through the Rasa at 30 seconds, and I'll do the same thing with the cooler on at -10 for 30 seconds and see what it looks like. Now, will I see a difference? I'll probably see a little bit of a difference in the thermal noise. I probably will. But is it going to be enough to kind of not be able to be taken out with darks? I don't know.
Right.
Might be a good question. Chris Freerskin said, I tried F2, too finicky mechanically, too many subs.
And yet
Right.
there are astrophotographers out there that are taking, 1,000 subs at f2, for 15, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, and able to lace them together in Pixinsight, or in in Pixinsight, and no problems at all.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great debate. What is better? Is it better to have a whole bunch of 30-second subs or one 6-minute sub?
That has been going back and forth on YouTube with a number of astrophysicists,
Sure.
astrophotographers. I mean, they've been doing it back and forth. Some people see a difference, some people don't. Me, my eyes suck. I probably won't see a difference. But I mean,
I'll tell you where I see the difference
sure.
is the planes that bomb my 5, 7, 10-minute shot. If I can fire off a bunch of 3-minute shots, I mean, if I end up with, my shots that are, completely trash, it's easier to throw 3 minutes away than 10. You see that 10-minute shot and you've got like the satellites trailing through it. I was like, there's 10 minutes of my life I'm never getting back. So I guess it also depends on where in the sky you're imaging too. So
you're getting a bunch of claps, Jess, about the photo bombing by the planes.
And with the shorter exposures like that, I mean, even if you're shooting hundreds and hundreds of them, that within, isn't it Pixinsight that has the subframe selector?
Yeah, but let me when
you
you're
go in and
doing 1,000 subs, Scott. I don't know. Somebody said it in the chat. I don't know, but I tried to do 173 subs in the subframe selector, and
that was just a random
number. No, but I'm just saying, when you're sitting there and you're doing it, it's painful. I would rather do like when I'm dealing with post-processing and actually pre-processing at this point. I would rather deal with 20 5-minute shots than 230-second shots. You know what I mean? As far as dealing with it from my point of view, that I don't have to go. Subframe selector is good, but you still kind of want to you still want to look at them. You know what I mean? And
so you're talking about blinking all of them.
I do the subframe selector. I look at them, and then I save some, and then I blink those.
Okay, so you do the subframe selector first.
I do, yeah.
Get rid of the real bad ones.
Yeah, when you set those critiques down, whether you set it on FWHM or signal to noise or eccentricity, whatever qualifications you choose to use to kick out those pictures. Well, sometimes on a nightly basis, eccentricity changes because of your seeing.
Yep.
Because of your seeing the atmosphere is stabler on some nights than others, and that changes the shapes of your stars. So if you just sit there and say, my eccentricity, if it's above 0.6, I want it kicked out. But I had a super stable night. Now, when I look at them, I'm good up to 0.7. So now I got to change that. So I got to change that, go back and do it again, and then blink them and kind of see if it's right. I don't like trusting a computer too much to kick out my photos. I'd rather if I could save a couple of them and just either squash them down with morphological transformation or do some like star shrinkage or whatever, then it's okay with that. I'm all right with that. I am not going to get an APOD anytime soon. Eventually, maybe when I retire and I could put a lot of time into it, I can. But it's fine. Just blink your photos, go through your data. I went through my data and I had to get rid of 30 frames out of 200, which is a lot, which is a high percentage. And it turns out I had a wire snag, and
that's a high percentage. I'm not telling you my percentage of some of mine.
Oh no, that's after me doing all that. It started at only accepting 12%.
Mhm.
So 88% of my pictures were kicked out.
Okay. Well, I'm feeling a little better now because I'm like going, oh Lord.
But then I looked at the pictures. But don't subframe selector is a good starting point. But you want to look like when you do the subframe selector and you throw your things in there and you do your measurements first, right? So you do your measurement and then you put in. Do you put in a kind of like did you do like the Amy Astro thing where you put in your
Well,
measurements?
I watched it, but I haven't had any new data to really mess with recently.
Okay, but
so I haven't had a chance to practice with
well,
it.
when you
'Cause
do,
I had been doing real well with it, but then they changed it like a year or so ago. And
almost
I
two,
think we
yeah,
talked about that a few shows ago.
yeah, we
So I
did.
did watch it, but I need to be able to watch it and kind of do the process as I'm doing it. So I haven't had a chance to practice it yet. So
Yeah. Just a quick question for Scott. Do you not do your YouTube channel anymore? It's been pretty quiet since you moved to Florida.
Yeah, I've just been really busy. I am planning on putting some new videos up. I just haven't gotten to it yet. That you know, eventually I will. Especially the first night that I'm fully committed. I'm running and actually imaging on a target. I'll be taking probably some video of that, and sharing that. But and also, and in the future, possibly doing stuff with EAA.
Yeah.
With the Rasa. The Rasa's fabulous. Rasa, oh, not the Rasa. Well, yeah, Rasa too, but Rasa and the Hyperstar. They're fabulous for EAA because it is such a short exposure.
Absolutely.
But to what Dan was saying about the seeing conditions and how what you're looking at, you have to remember that you have a filter in our atmosphere. You are from where you are imaging, even at the highest point. You are looking through 63 miles of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything that comes into that's going to screw with your imaging.
Yep. A plane from 10 minutes ago could be screwing with your imaging. So
Yep.
so
warm fronts, cold fronts coming in, dust. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. The atmosphere, when you get up 20 miles, it's ice crystals. The wind and the ice. I mean, it's crazy. The atmosphere is amazing. So yeah, you're seeing that's a huge factor.
Yeah, it seems like there's a couple of people. Chris, take the averages of the subframe selector. He's he's one of our, I believe he's one of our pictures of the week winners. But we've had so many so far. We've had like 13 pictures of the week winners. 13 already. We're getting ready to crown our next picture of the month too. We're getting ready to do that. Oh, we got some stuff to talk about real quick.
Yep.
You guys remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a winner for this. Timothy Sessoms was the winner of this. And Timothy disappeared. I don't know. I've been holding this the whole time for Timothy. Sent some messages, emails, stuff like that. Hogarth's like, who was the first winner? I don't know. No, just kidding. It was him. But so we're gonna raffle this off again. This is a planetary camera from Player One. This is a Neptune camera. It's basically a 290. It's made by Player One, and it comes with the UV-IR cut filter. So we're gonna redo that because
he just never got back to you.
He just never got back to me. So the first person got it. The second person didn't. I've been holding this for 2 months, 3 months, and
I'd
so
say he's
yeah. So we're gonna give it away, and also the IP for AP winner. apparently already won something from them, so he kicked it back. So we're going to be giving away an IP for
Oh,
AP,
nice.
1 year subscription
I'll
to
take
IP for AP. What?
I'll take it. Kidding.
Timothy is in witness protection, but so we got, and we're also going to give away a Masters of Pixinsight workshop. They're doing their Photons to Photos number 8 coming up, and everybody wants me to spin the wheel. What? So you could go home? No, you got to stay another hour. No, I'm going to do just like the news. You got to stay till the end. but yeah, so yeah, all right, Dave. We'll go to the next photo critique. We got to go to the next one. Oh my goodness, the dog, and it just happens to be yours, Dave. So here's Dave's, and I'll put it on over. There we go.
Yeah. Oh,
looks like we got.
Do you think he realizes he's on
I'm
camera?
loving your dog. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you think he realizes he's on camera? He's hamming it up
I think
something
he does.
terrible.
He must realize.
All right, so this is Dave Schaefer's Tadpole Nebula.
Ooh, nice.
Lake. Darn it, y'all
What
need to
is
start
that
sending
line?
critique.
What was that?
What is that line? Is that maybe it's just YouTube doing that?
What line?
That's what I was thinking. I see that line
yeah.
as well. And I figured it
Yeah,
was just
you see it too?
Yeah.
Is it a-
Yeah,
is it-
yeah, like right from where that one tadpole straight out to like 3 o'clock there, and it looks
Yeah,
like
and
there's
it
another
extends- it
one,
extends
like
both
just a little bit
right
underneath
and
of it
left.
as well.
That might.
It must be
See, now
YouTube
it looks
screwing
like-
with it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's YouTube.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
see.
screwing with it. Yeah.
Well, people say they see it. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I don't see
That's
it
because
now.
you're looking at the good image, Dan. You get to look at the good candy. We
Oh, is that what it
see
is?
the stuff that's been in Shrek's mouth for 5 minutes.
Where's the line? You're not talking. You're not talking about this, right?
No, it was blatant. You
It
get
was
the
like right by one of the tadpoles, and it like shot
Yeah.
straight out horizontally
Yeah.
at like 3 o'clock.
Uh,
And there was another one like under, but you can't see it now. I can't see it now.
it was
No.
probably just YouTube messing with you. But
Yeah, it's just
so this is a Tadpole Nebula.
that's nice.
This is Dave Schaefer's.
I love the star color. I love the colors that they're not just all white. I mean, that's something I've always aimed for with mine, and not just, of course you don't want the purple stars, but then you don't want them so washed out that they're all white. So I like when I can see like the oranges and the stars. I love that.
So this is taken with an 80 millimeter triplet with the 294 mm Pro, 35 5-minute exposures. So that's 150.
Oh, that ain't bad.
It's about 175, 100, a little less than 3 hours.
Yeah, YouTube is just screwing with this picture. Something terrible, Daniel.
Sorry, I can't help YouTube. That I can't. When I make my own YouTube, then it'll be fine. But
yeah, it's just how it's transitioning to us. It just gets blocky and weird. It's all right. It's nice. Can you zoom in a little bit on the nebula?
There you go.
It takes a second for it to catch up.
Yep.
Here we go.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Here you go. Now you guys can see it. How about that?
Oh, hey, there you go.
You should have told me you were still
There you
seeing the blocks.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's nice.
Star color looks very good.
Yep.
Maybe a little heavy-handed on the noise reduction.
Where do you see artifacts?
No, it's about the like kind of smoothness of the background. That's what I mean. It's kind of.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any modeling. I don't see modeling. I don't see anything like that. Or maybe it's just clipped a little bit to the black, a little bit.
Well, zoom in on the dark spots.
I'm curious to know what this is in a TIFF, so I can't see what it is. But I'm curious to know what the background is on that. It might be okay. It might just be me and my cataracts. But But the star color is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Really, really good job with star color. Nice job, Dave. Nice job.
Yeah.
Now you might also talk a little bit about how to maximize star color when in nebula shots like this.
Mhm.
Well, I would tell you that, you know, the best way to kind of do it, or the more time intensive way to do it, is to get your RGB shots of just color data.
Yep.
And then take that star data and plaster it on over the stars that are there, so you get more realistic star color. Because I'm wondering if that's what you did, Dave, on here. Let me know if that's what you did, or were you able to just get the star color out? Because I do see a bunch of blue stars, which means you might have done everything in SHO, but I see a lot of red ones too, which means
Oh, there's some beautiful red ones.
yeah,
Red and
really, really
orange.
nice. Let me know if you did that.
Yeah, zoom in on one of those bright orange stars. Just pick one of the bigger ones.
And
yeah, zoom right in on that. Wow, look at that. Man, you pulled that forward, and that what is right, it's to the right of that big star. It just popped.
yep.
Wow. That's the star color is fantastic.
Yeah.
Really good job. Wonder what's being said on YouTube, because I can't
Lots
see
of
YouTube.
luminance, I would imagine.
Okay, so okay, so he just told me that the SHO, it's all SHO, and he literally just curved the stars to get out the star color.
Okay.
So
just a little bit at a time, little bit at a time.
Yep.
That's something that that I've tried to work on, and it's, I tend to get very heavy handed, and it's, it's easy to just go just a little bit too much and just remind me to just go.
Yeah.
A little bit at a time.
Yeah, you can get into the weeds and the swamp really fast.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Oh yeah. If you see it, you did too much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you can see it, you got to look behind, because you crossed the line. The line is behind you.
that again is one of Ron Breacher's sayings. If you see it, you did too much.
Yep.
Well, he did a beautiful job with it. That was absolutely phenomenal.
Question: when doing SHO, if I do separate RGB for stars, how much time is enough for the star colors?
Don't need a lot with the color.
No. Yeah, I agree. You don't need. I mean, an hour or two each channel.
Yep. It's just color.
It's just color data. You're not worried about anything else.
There's not a whole heck of a lot of
Norm does 20 minutes. Tarek said 1 to 2 hours. So I mean, it really depends on your gear. But I would say 1 to 2 hours, like Tarek says. He's saying 1 to 2 hours total. So that would be about 40 minutes a channel. I do 2 hours a channel. I just do it. Or 1 hour with an OSC. Yeah, well, that would work too. That's exactly what I'm doing. So, and you could do it with different scopes of different focal lengths. So if you're doing 2 hours with a red cat, you could take that star data and plop it on your 127 900 millimeter scope and just star align them and re-register them to each other, and then place the star color in the right spots. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually a neat trick that you can do. Is to use a one-shot color and then just shoot your luminance with your mono and lace the two together. That can work really well.
Yeah, you basically do the luminance, and if you're doing HA data, do your luminance in HA in your longest focal length, and then grab your star data with any same scope or wider. It doesn't matter.
That's another reason why it's nice to have two cameras that are the same chip size, even the same model. Like buy two 2600s. You know, one shot color and a mono. That way you can do stuff like that.
You don't even need to do that anymore. With Pixinsight's gotten so good, you could actually register different focal length, different chip sizes, different everything to each other.
That's
Very
awesome.
yeah, it's not that hard. As a matter of fact, I was just watching a Masters of Pixinsight video regarding I believe it was M101, if I remember right. I could be wrong. And Ron Breacher did take data from his Takahashi and what was the other one? What was the Takahashi? One was like a 1,000mm focal length, and another one was a 400mm focal. Two different cameras, and put them together right on the screen. Took a couple of minutes. Not a big deal. All right, well, it's 9:30. You want to spin the wheel? You want to spin the wheel a little early tonight?
We can do the wheel. Do we have any more images to look at?
Oh, yeah, of course we do. We have a couple. We want to do that?
I was gonna say it's still kind of early, isn't it? Or is it?
I'm old.
That's 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah, an hour and a half in.
I mean, it's.
No, we got more pictures. Don't worry. I got time.
All right, bring them on.
I got time.
Before this dog completely draws me into his cuteness world.
And here is the next one.
I got to tell you, though, he is the best alarm clock I've ever had in my life.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's fabulous. Is that Hercules?
It is.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Ooh.
Oh,
that,
my God.
ooh.
You know what that looks like, Daniel?
Love
My
globulars.
goodness. That looks like you go to New York City in the Diamond District, and you go into one of those, the Israeli sections, the Jewish sections, where they have to buzz you through twice, and they take and they pour out $1 million worth of diamonds onto a black cloth. That's what that looks like.
Dude, you know what? My friend's dad was a jeweler in the Diamond District.
Yeah.
And I was able to see, I actually saw this with my own eyes in the 90s, a 150 carat diamond.
Good God.
Being laser cut.
Yeah.
With the laser and just getting little chips out for rings.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
This is phenomenal. Like all the stars all the way up into the core are just so, they just look so nice and sharp. Yeah, I've seen, I know somewhere that you do those globulars, they get a little fuzzy as you get towards the center.
Yep.
You know, and just the colors so defined, and and in something like this, I love the diffraction spikes on this. It just does it. I mean, I feel like that diffraction spike is just like makes that whole picture just pop. And I love it.
I agree. I love it. I think it's a great one. This is, let me see if I get the data on this. This is M13. Okay, so this is Josh Kovacs. He's in the chat.
Great shot. Love
13
it. 13
hours and 5 minutes with the Zoomel Z130 5-inch reflector.
How long were your subs on this one?
He's got a couple of different ones. He's got let's see, he's got 48 by 300, and then 24 by 300, then 11 by 300.
So 5 minutes.
And then 12 by 300. Yeah, they're all 5-minute exposures. Mm-hmm. Some of them are different temperatures, but other than that, that's the only thing that's different. So it's all 5 minute. But total integrations was 13 hours and 5 minutes. Done with a DSLR, a Canon Rebel T7, on an EQM35 Pro. Done with ASI Air. Looks like let's see, Pixinsight, guided with a William Optics Uniguide from Bortle 7 Skies.
It's a 130 millimeter refractor.
Flector.
Oh, it's a reflector.
So there is, back to the question an hour or so ago about sharpness in stars with the reflectors and refractors. Those stars were beautifully sharp. with
Yeah.
a reflector.
Yep.
I mean, look at that. So there you go. There you go.
Good point.
Amazing.
Now, you know, not as a landscape and a portrait photographer, I look at this and I think, first of all, if you don't print this out and hang it on your wall, you're a fool. Okay. Second of all, if you do decide to do that, I would either print it on metal or at the very least a high quality acrylic.
Yep.
It would look phenomenal in a large acrylic print. It would cost a little bit of money to do that, but man, would this look good on the wall.
Yep. All you got to do is add your
It'd be
name to the
amazing.
bottom, and that's it.
Yep, that's all you got to do. Put a signature in there.
Great shot, Josh.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say something, and I'm dead serious about this. You guys got to stop sending us good photos. Stop sending us good photos. Stop
Send
sending
these for the picture of the week, picture of the month, you know. But send one to actually critique, because you know we're struggling here.
No, so far, well, that's gonna make somebody feel bad if we like, oh, everyone's good except for mine. But
I think you got a point on that one, but you know, everybody starts somewhere.
Yep.
And you know, even these phenomenal shots out there, I guarantee you, they probably have shots that they're like, I don't want to share them for the whole world to see.
I think we got 2 Hercules clusters. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, it's the same picture.
And
Just...
is funny. He's like, I suck, so maybe I'll send some in.
Bob, stop it.
Oh. You are right where you need to be at this time. There you go.
We got a TIFF. Okay. Whirlpool Galaxy. Here we go. Let's get this up.
Oh God.
I love when people send TIFFs because they go into the oh my God, that dog.
Look at bubble butt. This bubble butt. Look at bubble butt. He's got the big old tail butt.
All right. Here's the Whirlpool.
Yeah,
Scott's molesting his dog.
Ooh, and the colors.
Ooh,
again.
that's a pretty one.
The colors are like just blow me away tonight.
Yeah, bring it in. Yeah, bring it in. Let's see. Bring it in tight. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe not that tight. Too close. A little too close. Wow.
This is why I love getting TIFFs. And again, I'm sorry if I'm pixel peeping a little bit, so I apologize to anybody. Now, I would say it's too black to me. I think you squashed the Galaxy a little bit, even though the colors look great. I think there's a lot more detail in here.
Yeah.
That you might have gotten.
More done.
Let's see.
Yep.
Is there anything?
The color
here?
is great.
The color is awesome. Right, color is really good.
There's more dust there.
Let's see.
But again, this is one of those things where, you know, you do something and you look at it and you think it looks good. Let me tell you something. I am so grateful to my wife for her eye, you know, as a professional artist, because I look at something, I think it looks great, and I show it to her, and she's like, well, you know, you could do this, or sometimes she just looks at it and says, what the hell were you thinking? You know?
There you go. Look at that.
You know, I mean, so. Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay, so there is a huge difference there.
Look at that.
See all
and all I did was a histogram stretch. So you see, and there is a little imbalance in the colors a little bit, because you can start to see that the background is turning a little purple.
Yeah.
So
especially
it
on
looks,
the edges.
Yeah, it looks like the red or the DBE. Probably could have used a little bit better of a DBE, but look at all that detail that you get in there.
Yeah.
Between,
it's a balance.
Look at the difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're definitely getting some of that color fringing going on there.
So just one of the things that I'm looking at here, and we could do this a little bit differently. This is your histogram here, and you could see where the green peaks and the red and the blue peak.
Yeah.
Let's play around with this a little bit, and let's put this here, and let's go to the blue, and we'll put that there, right?
Yep.
And then we will go back to the RGBK. Actually, oops, I messed it up. Okay, so let's apply that. Okay, and let's reset. Hold on. Okay, and let's go back to the RGBK, and we'll zoom in a little bit. Let's see. We can't clip too much because you're a little bit all the way at the end already. It was already stretched, so it's going to make it a little difficult.
Right.
And what I go for, see, now that the numbers are good, and again, it's too much, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing stretch over stretch.
Exactly. Yeah. You're Exactly.
But I mean, that's a good start right there.
Yeah. But take that. Wait a minute, Daniel. Yeah, there you go. Now zoom in on that. Look at the difference in the dust lanes.
Yes.
Then you could do something like this.
There's so much more detail visible there. I mean, and you really haven't lost a lot of that blue color. I mean, the reds are a little bit, but the blue color is still vibrant as all get out. So
yeah. The unstacked image, and run through it. Show him exactly what, but he'd have to send you the file.
So here's something that I just did. So here's before. Right? And there's after. See how the dust lanes kicked up?
The detail, yeah.
Now, that's a beautiful picture. That is a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Is it here? Do the stars look just a tad bloated?
They are, and it looks like it might have been. I don't think that was there before. You see the rings around the stars?
Yeah.
You see that? That might have been. I think that might have been something that I did. Because if I go back in the beginning to the initial state, I don't know if that's there because I'm stretching the noise too. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
See this? Well, the rings are there.
Yeah.
The rings are there. They're just
but they're not. Yeah, the stars aren't as fuzzy.
So
for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good start. You just got to bring up the brightness a little bit. Watch the noise reduction on that. And there's a lot of good data here. I'm curious to see another process on this data, and you get a lot out of this. There's a lot of good data here.
Very nice.
This was Josh.
No, I'll tell you in a second who that is. That was M51. There's no name on it, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
We did see that in a picture of the week, I think last week, but there's another one.
Josh, was that your picture, Josh? He's answering in the text.
I can't look at both. Let me see.
Yeah, he said that one was his, Dan.
Nice shot.
Yeah, that was his too. Yeah.
Is that the ring?
Yeah, that's the Ring Nebula. I'll get back
Cosmic
to it.
Fruit Loop.
Who shot this? Who's the artist?
No name again. Guys, put your name. Put your name on here.
Does it tell you the scope? What scope did he use?
It tells me nothing. Nothing. No.
Really?
It's M57 Ring Nebula, just the title.
And that's another.
Go ahead, Jess.
I know. I was just gonna say, and I'm just loving the stars. I mean, this is a hard one because it's such a faint. I mean, it's so distant; it's hard to get. But I can even see like the red around it, which you know, I've not spent a lot of time with this one just because, I mean, I don't have enough focal length to really do it any justice.
Right.
But I love that, you know, he's got the red, you know, around, you know, in
Yeah.
the nebula there.
You know what? I don't know if you could see this, but there's a galaxy right here.
Yeah, I see it. I spotted it.
At
Yep,
10 o'clock.
sure did.
10
Right
o'clock.
there.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, you
I
see
Right
this
there.
this object here, even though it is really nice in wide frame like that, but imagine what that would be like at 2500 millimeter.
Like
But
that.
I mean, imagine the sharpness of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At 2500 millimeter, you know, or 3000 millimeter or whatever, you know.
That's a great picture.
That one there, I take off the focal reducer and shoot it at almost 4000 millimeter.
What is this shot at?
That's Josh too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice job. Somebody's had clear skies.
Josh, what scope, Josh?
That's that Zoom L130 he's been working on.
Oh, it's the 130. That's the one. That's the only one he's got is that 130.
Okay.
Well, that's the one that's been his project he's been working on with the focuser and everything. It's a Z130 with a Barlow.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I'm saving up.
Yeah,
Good man.
listen,
Good man.
Josh, you're getting great results with that thing, man. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah. I'm curious, Josh. What's your target? What are you what are you shooting for as far as your next OTA? Ooh, that's a nice one too, Daniel. Wow, look at that. That the pinwheel?
That's the pinwheel again, but I want to say this is done by the same person just by looking at the two pictures. They're very similar composition of darkness. And
Yeah,
again,
the
I'm
pinwheel
just
has
curious.
a tremendous amount of
What's that?
Dust in it. The pinwheel has all kinds of dust and structure, you know, that you can pull out of that.
See, now this one, the color balance, right off the bat, is a little bit better because the peaks are pretty close to each other. So let's just take a look, and let's just, what I go for is what my teacher Ron told me to do is roll over here, and you want to get at about, you know, it all depends on the person. So what you like is what you like, but a good starting point is 1/10 gray. Okay, so you want 1/10 gray. So 0.1 on all your numbers. Okay, right now we're running at 0.7, 0.5, 0.7, 0.5, 0.6, I'm sorry, 0.06. You know, you want 0.1 total. So you're running a little bit darker than what I would run. And so what I do is, and you can do this without even looking, to be honest with you. So you see these lines here, this one, and this one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all at 25%. So this is 50% gray. This is 25% gray. This is 75% gray. Okay.
Right.
The closer to the right, the more whiter it is. Right. So you can't really see it. You probably won't be able to see it on YouTube, but right about here, there's another line. And that's at about 12:10. So you could kind of do this without even looking by shifting this over. This is going to go to the left, right? And we're going to do it until we start clipping. And then we're going to bring up the highlights until we get to that. See?
Oh, look at that. See, look at all that structure.
Look at that. And again, I'm bringing up everything again. So
I'm lagging, I guess.
What's that?
So I must be lagging. Y'all are like, ooh, and I'm waiting. I'm like, and there it is. Yeah, what a difference. My gracious.
There you go. Now I just lined up the colors a little better.
Now you see, in just simply doing that, Daniel, you have literally you took that picture and added almost a three-dimensional effect to it.
And then let's go back to the RGB again. We're not clipping yet. We're still a little. It's gonna be hard to do because this is already done. Because if I go to 0.10,
right.
It's gonna be overexposed at this point.
Yeah, that's you're getting too much there. Back it back off.
No, yeah, I know. So something like that.
Yeah, but look at the structure.
And then apply that.
I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
and then get rid
Yeah,
of
just
that. There you go.
simply, yeah, just simply doing that. It really, yeah, it's the structure that's in that galaxy is really amazing.
They can kind of
Mhm.
play around with it. Go under what is it? Utilities, game, and then make an ellipse. You can make a little mask here, kind of like that. Right? Click OK.
You know, Josh asks, he makes a good point and almost a question. He says, I can never tell if it's real dust or just artifacts. You know, one of the things you can do is look at pictures on the oh god, the site just went right out of my head.
Astroband.
Astroband.
That
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, look at pictures on Astroband of this target, and you know, of people that are shooting it at, you know, professional, you know, almost godlike, you know, status, and you can see that structure, and that's what you can kind of target at, because there is a tremendous amount of structure and gas and, you know, and dust and other things in that galaxy. So yeah, it's a beautiful galaxy. Pinwheel is one of my very favorites. I think it's a beautiful galaxy. That and M51.
I'm just playing around with the colors a little bit and just giving it a little.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just playing around with curves and messing around with some stuff.
Oh yeah.
but that, you
Pulling
know,
out the detail.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think from just what I'm watching in the text, I think that Josh is shooting with a DSLR.
Yes, a T7.
Yeah. So he's doing this with an uncooled camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's talking about that's his next purchase is a cool camera, a dedicated camera. Yeah.
And let me go back to the 3-up. And there we go. Cool. And
you're gonna put Ron Breacher out of business, Dan.
No, I am not even close to. Not even close.
That's Greg. Greg's like, you're gonna put Ronnie out of business.
No way.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I still take lessons from Ron. So, and I will continue to take lessons from Ron probably till I die. So
Yes, Doc.
And everything I've learned from probably 3 people: Jordan Nielsen, Ron Breacher, and Warren Keller. I mean, those are the 3 people that I've learned from the most. I've also learned a lot from Amy Astro, Adam Block. So, you know,
Adam's just crazy.
Yeah, so there's
Adam's
a lot
amazing.
of stuff, there's so many good people out there that will do the right thing. Even Nico, was it Nebula Photos?
Nico Carter.
You know, all these people, Helena, you know, all these people
She's
out
still
there.
Imogen? I haven't seen her put any videos out in a while.
Not recently, no, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of she's still even her YouTube channel now, even though she has a ton of resources there. All right, Mark's like, spin the wheel. Everyone's like, it's almost 10.
Spin the wheel.
It's almost 10 o'clock. We got to spin the wheel twice. So let me get it up and going. And AstroWorld, and I got too many. I have too many links for AstroWorld. Okay. All right, here we go. We got the Wheel of Death, or Wheel of Winners, or whatever you want to call it. All right. And if Andrew wins again, we will spin again. Andrew Westra. So here we go. This is going to be for the actual. This is going to be last Wednesday's year subscription of the IP for AP. Okay. Here we go.
Yep. George
Albrecht. All right, let me write that down. George Albrecht, congratulations. You have won the 1 year IP for AP. And I don't even have any paper. Any paper. You figured I'd be prepared, right? All right, George Albrecht, 1 year IP for AP. Congratulations, George. All right, since it's the same wheel, we could spin for actually tonight's giveaway, which is the Masters of Pixinsight free workshop. And that's what we're giving away tonight. And then next week we will do the planetary camp. So here is for the Masters of Pixinsight free class. Here we go. Michael Keith. I think Michael Keith just won something, but Michael Keith, MOP. All right, congratulations, Mike. So Mike and George, you'll be getting an email from me probably tomorrow about how to redeem your prizes. So congratulations. Awesome.
There we go.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to look at that. We're getting so many. We've done so many wheels now that people are winning twice. It's kind of scary. So I want to throw something out to the membership real quick and tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think about doing a membership drive? Try and get people to
like a telethon?
No, just a membership drive. So whoever brings in the most amount of members that subscribe to YouTube and sends an email to me wins something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Polos are coming, Dave. I swear to you, they're coming. I have them. See, I told everybody. The membership cards that I got, Jen didn't like my handwriting, so she's rewriting all the membership cards because my handwriting stinks. So she writes better, and so she's redoing them. So all the polos will be going out. They'll be going out before I go to Cherry Springs.
Yeah, there you go, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, I'll play the role of
Oh my
Jerry
goodness.
Lewis.
You know what you need to do? You need to play the role of Jerry Lewis in The Bellboy. You ever see The Bellboy?
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know how many lines Jerry No. Jerry Lewis played the bellboy and he went through the entire movie not saying a word. At the end of the movie, I think it was Dean Martin went up to him and said, "Hey, bellboy, how come you never said anything this entire time?" Said, "Nobody asked me to," and the movie was over.
Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. Maybe.
Great movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I don't know, Josh. I'm just kicking it around for the membership drive. So I'm thinking about and whatever you guys think. If you guys have any ideas, give me ideas about a membership drive. Trying to boost the YouTube channel and the Discord channel and all that, and trying to get more people involved. So maybe a prize for whoever gets the most members to the YouTube channel, and the prize for the most members that gets somebody to the Discord channel. So I'm just kicking it around right now. We'll think about it as the days and weeks go by. But that's something I've been thinking about in my head.
I don't know if you can do it every week. I think that might be
No. This is a one-time thing. This is going to be like by July 31st, we add them all up, and then whoever wins wins. Something like that.
I can see that.
That's not going to be a weekly thing. We don't have enough prizes for that. but and if anybody was wondering, more new members, and reduce my chance of winning something on the wheel. Not a chance. And I love showing this to people. this is the box of filters that Optolong has
Yeah.
given us for. This is what one of these is what you can win. So you got the LRGB set, which is 6 filters. That's one of them. Then you got
When are you going to start giving these away?
it's gonna be it's on the channel. It's on the webpage. All the dates and everything are on there. I'm not sure what the dates are. An L Pro 2-inch, an L Enhanced 2-inch, an L Extreme 2-inch, a 2-inch LRGB set, and the SHO 3nm 2-inch. So
That's the big boy.
that's the big boy. That's being given away Thanksgiving, so you'll have it by Christmas. I believe it's starting in the last Friday in June. I could be wrong on that. But do I have my NBZ? I don't have your NBZ. I don't. They're not even picking up the phone. These guys aren't even picking up the phone. UTech isn't even picking up the phone. They drive me nuts. But
I'm just glad I picked up mine when I did.
Yep.
I literally got the last one on that order.
All right. I guess we could do. It's what, 2 hours now. I guess we could do final thoughts, so we could go take a nap. I see Jesse yawning.
Yeah. I should have went for the coffee instead of the tea tonight. So I wanted to be able to get to bed, at a somewhat reasonable.
I should have filled up my shaker one more time.
Oh, what is it? It's 10 o'clock. It's right on the money.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty, final thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I would say that don't allow your perceived lack of equipment to keep you from getting out there and trying new things. Shoot with what you got, save your pennies, and you can always upgrade later. I tell people all the time that that they come up to me, they see me shooting a landscape or doing a sunset or something along those lines, and I usually have an iPad running with a portfolio of work that I've done in the past, and they're like, man, you do beautiful work. If I had a camera like yours, I could do that too. And I'm like, yeah, okay. It's not about the equipment. You're the artist. Take what you got and make it beautiful.
There you go. Jesse.
Great show as always. Glad to be back on. I've missed everybody.
Yeah, we miss you too.
Hopefully next time I see you. Yeah, it's I won't see you next Friday. My brother's finally getting married. So yay.
Well, next Friday, depending if I go to Cherry Springs or not, I don't know. We may not have a show. I don't know.
Yeah, so you'll have the next show you'll have lots to tell us about, hopefully.
I hope so.
Hold out. Have a bunch to tell us, but no, it's great being back on. Sorry, I'm yawning over here, guys. I definitely should have opted.
It's all good. I yawn all the time, and Scott's been caught sleeping here and there. So
yeah, I think I'm there for like a minute or so. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to doze off here. But no, and great photos. I mean, loving seeing the photos. Seriously, getting jealous that I really just didn't hit up Galaxy season 2 years in a row.
Yep.
But I'm loving that I get to see everybody's amazing shots and just keep doing what everybody's doing. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, I just want to say one thing. Everybody knows that this weekend coming up is Memorial Day weekend. I just want to. If I had a hat on, I'd tip it. But to all the servicemen and women around the world and in the country doing what they got to do to keep us and other countries safe, thank you so much. Enjoy your Memorial Day. It's well deserved. All the veterans out there deserve it. I'm not a veteran. I know Eric is a veteran. Simon is a veteran. But I always made it a point, even though that they tell me to take off Memorial Day, I always work it because I'm not a veteran. So I think that Memorial Day is very, very important. And I think without the people in our armed services, we would not be where we are today. So thank you for your service. And,
absolutely.
Thanks for everything. I appreciate it. We couldn't have the show without the security of our armed forces. So thank you so much. But again, looking forward to Cherry Springs. And we'll be giving away that camera again. Hopefully someone will take it home this time. And that's it. So my hair's a little messed up. I'm getting tired too. But everybody have a good night. Thank you for watching, and thank you for good congratulations to George and Mike. You'll be getting an email regarding your prizes. And as always, remember, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we will see you. We will definitely see you Wednesday.
Wednesday.
But, maybe not Friday. We will see. Everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye for now.